Yeah, so I mean, I was out in Arizona. Once they opened up, the spring training complex was closed for the most part, and then they opened it up about a month or two into quarantine. So I was able to get some reps there. Before that, I was able to scramble to find a private gym and some cages to stay ready, because you never know when things were going to happen. It could happen, the next day, the next week, next month. So all that unknowingness, you always had to stay ready at all times. But yeah, I mean, got to spend some good time in my house over there with my fiance and dogs over there. So other than that, just it's a matter of being ready whenever you get the phone call. Yeah, for me, I've always been I'll look at video just to get an idea. But after every at bat, after every game, not just a brief overview of look at everything, but I don't try to overanalyze anything. For me, analyzing my swing is based off the feel. So if I'm feeling something that night or feeling something's off, I'll know that after that at bat or after that swing, versus going into the video room and saying, all right, what was wrong with my swing there? It's more of a feel, kind of understanding myself as a player, my swing in general. And but yeah, I know a lot of people they really enjoy looking at video, not only of themselves, but opposing pitchers, opposing players, so they can get data on how to approach them, whether they're a pitcher trying to pitch to hitters, or a catcher trying to understand what the weakness of the hitters are. I think overall it'll definitely could impact some players, but I think at the end of the day, everyone's pretty knowledgeable of what they're going to do in certain situations. Yeah, so I mean, once right before spring training got canceled, it was starting to feel really good. I was in a place where I was excited to get the season started. I was like, all right, season, you can start now. Body is feeling good, swing is feeling good, arm is feeling good. So all everything on that checklist was kind of checked off, and all that was left was season. So and I know that was a lot the case for a lot of players as well. Not only on our team, but it's just in general in the league. So I mean, it's different. No one has ever done this before, where you kind of ramp things up and then you just get shut down, and then not know when things are going to start back up. So yeah, it was definitely different at first. And I always say it's probably a lot more different for a lot of the veteran players and all that, where they've had numerous amount of full seasons. Just being able to stop right when spring is about to finish, and put the season on halt. But yeah, I know a lot of the guys really enjoyed the time with their family and their kids, and so I know that was a huge plus for them as well. Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think once we did the jersey unveil and I did that little dance with Suter, I kind of sucked myself into getting into all those videos. But no, anytime we can get on camera with Suter, it's a blast. So yeah, we were able to film that a couple weeks, 1 or 2 weeks into spring training. And I had like 3 or 4 layers on, so I was kind of sweating under there. Luckily, it wasn't too hot in Arizona yet. But no, it was a lot of fun. To get a lot of the players involved, a lot of the coaches involved, and then you have Suter himself who can do any impersonation and make it funny. So it was a blast, and hopefully to be able to participate in a lot more videos later down the road.
That movie came out way before you were born, obviously, but you'd seen it. I mean, you knew about it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I've seen it plenty of times, and I still watch it to this day. Yeah, I mean, I think we only have a couple guys that tested positive so far, and overall, I think that's pretty good. It shows a testament of a lot of the players, when they went back home, they were able to follow the guidelines, practice social distancing, wear their masks if they were to go out in public, try to avoid those scenarios or times where there might be large groups or something like that. So I think it shows that it really does, help to wear your mask out in public, to practice social distancing. And, obviously, we're missing a couple guys at camp, but no, we have no doubt that they'll be ready, once the season starts. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, teams are canceling practices, not knowing, what their results of their tests. That's a big thing. You want to be out there, playing, practicing, getting ready for season, but at the same time, not knowing if you're, positive or not, which could end up spreading to another player or to other coaches, and just not knowingly know what you're doing at that point. That definitely it's kind of frustrating, but obviously, hopefully the test taking process will be kind of ramped up kind of quicker, and hopefully quicker turn back. And but yeah, I mean, ultimately, we want to get practicing, get in game shape, see live pitching, all that. And so far so good. Our organization has been pretty good about getting it back to us. So, but yeah, I mean, just in general, I think that's crucial for all organizations to be able to know what's happening at all times, and not have that question or uncertainty. Oh, it's definitely pretty difficult. I was able to see some guys at spring training complex, throw some lives, but it's only once or twice a week, and you get maybe one or two at bats. So, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the first day of spring training where you come in and you haven't really seen much live pitching over the off season, and you feel like really uncomfortable in the box. So, but that only takes more pitches, more at bats, more time at the plate. All that will come under fruition sometime in a week or two. Yeah, so I think obviously with the time off, we're kind of just slowly working back into it. We don't want to just jump into full 9-inning games. So we're going to do these situational games where you kind of just get everything under your feet again, see balls off the bat, be able to understand the situation and what you want to do in the situation, and then ultimately work up to having those scrimmage games against each other or exhibition games. So yeah, no, I know I'm excited for it. I'm excited to get out there and actually compete. Even though it's a situational scrimmage, there's still that competitive nature to it. You still want to get the most out of it as you can, and you want to treat it like a real game. So I'm pretty excited for those in the next couple of days. Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to make the most out of it. Obviously, like I said earlier, I think it's going to be a little more, difficult for, a lot of the veterans who, have played many full seasons where, last year between minors and, the big leagues, I think I was able to get around 140 games. So I think, it's a good chunk of games right there. But yeah, I mean, you just got to make the most of it. Every game counts even more now. And, being able to stay healthy, not only physically, but, with COVID going around too, staying healthy that way as well. So I think now more than ever, the little things matter, and being able to take pride in your health, is very key in these 6 games. Yeah, I think that will be enough. I think the big thing is just getting the consistency, being able to see it every single day, and they get feedback from not only yourself but other players as well. Just kind of get your eyes back into the game where you feel like you're game ready. Once spring training started, I think it took about a couple weeks for me to get into it, and that was probably around 20 at bats or so. So I think that's a good. I think it's a fair amount of at bats to say be prepared. Obviously, you'd want more, but at the end of the day, you got to work with what you got. I mean, obviously, there's days where I'm feeling really good about myself. Obviously, I think when most people ask that question, you think that Cubs walk-off at bat. That day in Pittsburgh where I was able to hit 2 home runs, and I think a double. That was a day where I really felt really comfortable and, with my surroundings, with, my ability to play and all that. But, just like any baseball player, you have your days where you feel like, you're the greatest player, in the world, and then the other days where you feel like, well, why do I belong here? So, I think it's just be able to find that common medium between where you think you can hang with hang with everyone around you. And for the most part, that whole year, I definitely felt that. Yeah, I know. Obviously, I think, were we supposed to open up with Chicago this year too? Or beginning of the season? I think we were.
Supposed to be at home against the Cubs.
Yeah, okay. No, obviously, Cubs, Brewers series are always, fun and exciting. It's definitely going to be very different with no crowd out there and having that whole atmosphere at Wrigley Field. So, but I think, we're all looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're all just excited to get baseball back and playing again. So, we're really just looking forward to that date. And, whether it's home or away, we're really going to make the most out of it. And, like I said, every game counts. So, from game 1 to game 60, everything matters. So, we're really focused on, preparing and getting ourselves ready for that. Yeah, it's going to be different. Not only for us, but for every team. A lot of us feed off of that dugout energy, be able to keep that momentum going, that streak going. It's definitely huge to be able to have that, especially with the team that we have. But I think we'll find ways to be able to get that energy by following the guidelines and practicing that social distancing and all that. I'm quite sure. Like Suter will find a way to make that all work out because knowing him, he definitely wants to be engaged, and you can't really push him down or shut him out from all that stuff. So he'll find a way. We'll find a way to make that work. Yeah, at first, I was very unsure about it. Obviously. It's harder to win ball games, especially if you're the away team, I believe. So I think, in that situation where, you have a runner on second base with no outs, it's always, if you're the away team, right, do you try to just play it safe to get you pretty much have to get a run, across on that top of the inning because, if you don't, the home team just bunt them over and then get them in. So it's definitely, a lot of strategies involved, but then it kind of grew on me, especially when, games got longer and, you have quick turnarounds the next day and limited amount of pitching, limited amount of arms and position players. So I think, last year, as you can tell, the Brewers, we had a lot of extra inning games that went pretty long and so it was kind of tough on the pitcher, kind of tough on the position player. So it'll be interesting. I still have mixed feelings about it. There's times where I'm like, all right, I feel like we really didn't have much of an opportunity on games we've lost because of that. But at the same time, it definitely helps with the pace of play and the longevity of pitchers and position players. No, actually, I think that other than small parts or whatever that the Brewers had me do, that was the main big screen moment I had. And me watching myself, I just feel like I'm awkward and weird. But a lot of people have come out to me saying, I did really good and all that. So I don't know. We'll see. I think I'll stick to baseball first, but then later down the road, if opportunity presents itself, I might take a stab at it. I played against him actually. So, obviously I think, West Coast kid, that definitely, plays a big factor in it as well. I think, with him, Terang, myself, there's been a lot of, West Coast, players that have gone out of California to the Brewers, and you can see, you know, with, you know, Braun and Yelly, and then you know, some other players on our team that, you know, that have that California residency and all that stuff. So I think it's always cool to definitely get a player, you know, from that area, especially from, you know, a powerhouse like UCLA, you know, who I, you know, played against all through college, and know what type of players they can produce. So no, that was definitely exciting to be able to yeah, have that addition to, you know, the organization. Yeah, so we raised over $2,500. We're still getting it all finalized with Custom Ink, who's, you know, I was able to partner with to be able to make that work. And I think right now how we're gonna help them is we're gonna, you know, pick out some, you know, restaurants and local businesses, buy gift cards for them, and then kind of do like a drawing for, you know, people that participated in it to, you know, kind of, you know, win something in return. But yeah, no, it went really well. You know, I bought a few shirts for myself, for my family. You know, they're really comfortable, really fun to wear. But, you know, it was a great opportunity to just a little way to give back and have fun with it, where people can, you know, who doesn't like wearing, you know, shirts and, you know, Brewers colors on it. So it was definitely a fun experience, and hoping to do something more like that, you know, later down the road. No, it was a lot of fun. You know, I definitely remember that moment in the movie, and I think when we were filming it, you know, they had it, you know, on a phone or, you know, whatever, a computer right next to us to kind of reenact it and try to get a spot on. And so, you know, I was trying my hardest to get it done, and you know, Counsell obviously killed it. So it was weird at first, because like I said, I've never done any kind of like acting stuff, so I didn't know how it looked, or, you know, I was kind of nervous that, you know, I kind of, you know, let a lot of people down, but so far we've gotten a lot of good feedback from it. And but yeah, no, it definitely pretty spot on, and hopefully more reenactments of, you know, other films or clips later down the road.